hope we have a good interactive session today. Over to you, Prakriti.
Thank you, Lyanne. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's workshop on Is Delulu Really the Solulu? I see questions about the recording. Once the recording is uploaded, we will be sharing a link for the same. And furthermore, working into the workshop, if there are any questions, please drop them in the chat box so that your audio is not recorded. And Lyanne will be assisting me in answering all of you as to our best ability. So today's workshop focuses on positive thinking, optimism, and understanding the benefits of positive illusion, law of attraction, and manifestation. My name is Prakriti, and I am really delighted to see each and every one of you here today. So today we're embarking on a journey together to explore the power of positive thinking and the incredible impact that positive thinking can have on our lives. So, throughout this workshop, we will delve into the mystery of optimism, the meaning behind positive illusions, and the transformative potential of manifesting our dreams into reality. So, today's hosts, let's know a little bit about me. My name is Prakriti. I am a counselor at MindTribe. My areas of knowledge and counseling lie in anxiety, self-esteem, stress, overthinking, and academic and workplace issues. Lyanne, would you please tell everybody a little bit about yourself as the co host?
Yes, Prakriti, thank you. So, my name is Lyanne. I am a psychologist here at MindTribe. Some of my areas of experience include symptoms of depression, anxiety, self esteem concerns, and interpersonal relationships.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lyanne. So, let's move on to today's agenda. So, I will briefly explain the topics that we will be discussing today. First, we'll have an introduction and overview of what the presentation is about. Then, we will be exploring a few differences which are important in today's time. We will have a small introduction to positive psychology and law of attraction. We'll discuss types of law of attraction and how they can be used in day to day life. Then we will talk about manifestation and mental barriers we can overcome to aid our manifestation journey. Then, towards the end, before the closing of the session, I will be sharing two tools that hopefully will help you start your manifestation and affirmation journey. So, please stay tuned till the end to receive those tools. Right? So, let's begin. So, before we begin the technicalities, I want to know how many of you have come across the saying "Delulu is the Solulu" in social media. So, please use the emojis to react and let me know. So, if you've come across the term, I see a lot of people have come across it. It's quite a popular term on social media these days, so it's quite understandable. So, so how many of you know what the term means? Please use the chat box and answer. If any of you know what the full form of Delulu is the Solulu is. Right. Thank you, Mohini. That is the right answer. So let's move forward and talk about it. So Delulu is the Solulu is a Gen Z way of saying delusion is the solution. The term Delulu first appeared in the context of dating, notably on TikTok and social media reels and YouTube shorts. In the start, it referred to being convinced that you could be attractive to someone, even in spite of the evidence indicating the opposite. So, let's say if I thought that if I appeared in front of my favorite actor, so if I came in front of them, they would find me really attractive. No matter what the reality is, if they're married, even if they have a family, I would be convinced that they would find me attractive. So that is where the term started with. Okay. So in today's time, it has developed into a flexible way of thinking that individuals use in many spheres of life. It's all about pretending to be so confident that you can achieve your goals, even when it seems like like the odds are stacked against you. Okay. So the term delulo is, like a lot of you answered, derived from the word delusion. It represents those moments when we find ourselves indulging in fantasies or overly optimistic beliefs, which many times can blur the lines between reality and wishful thinking. So, how many of you knew that delusion can actually be interpreted as something positive and there is a positive replacement for the word? Did anyone know this? please use the emojis to react. Right. So the replacement word that I am referring to today is positive illusion. So let's talk about the difference between delusion and positive illusion. Okay. So delusion is a strongly held belief where, we believe something very strongly, even if it's not true. So it can drift into thinking that you have superpowers, even though it's not true. Like superpowers don't exist, maybe. And we are strongly convinced that we have, let's say, the ability to fly. And we stand by that conviction, even though we know that it is not possible. Okay. Positive illusion, on the other hand, involve thinking and seeing things in a way that make you feel good about yourself, even if it's not entirely realistic. It's a tendency to perceive and look at ourselves more favorably than what may be real, just to make yourself feel good. Maybe it's like believing that you're the best basketball player among your friends, even if you're not that skilled, but it makes you feel good about yourself. So, does anybody know why the difference between delusion and positive illusion is important? If you do, please put your answers in the chat box. So, while they both involve diverting ourselves from reality, delusions are typically associated with mental health disorders, while positive illusions mostly contribute to a generally positive and adaptive psychological state. So, in simpler words, let's see some of the reasons why the difference between the two is important. So, delusions can be a sign of mental health issues and may need professional help. Positive illusions generally contribute to a positive mindset and our own well being. Delusions are strongly associated with believing something untrue, which can often be connected to mental health concerns. Positive illusions aid us in seeing things in a positive light to feel good about ourselves, and it's usually normal because everybody likes to think good about themselves. Delusions create a bond which departs us from reality, which needs professional intervention to reconnect with that said reality. Positive illusions are all about interpreting positively. It's good for mental health, but you also remember that a balance with reality is very important. So, just like today's world is becoming more sensitive to using technical mental health terms like OCD, intrusive thoughts, or even suicidal, it's important to know that this also is a situation where we must be aware of why the two terms are different and why delusions may be a more serious affair than we realize. Um, Mr. Tripathi, I see you've raised your hand. If you could put your question in the chat box, Lyanne will address it as soon as she can. Thank you. Okay. So, moving forward, let's delve into the roots of mental positivity and positive illusions with a basic introduction to positive psychology. So, if we have any psychology students here, I would love to see what you understand about positive psychology as well as the others. I would like to know what you understand by the term positive psychology. Please put your answers in the chat box for me. Okay, so I'll move forward while you may take your time to answer. So, positive psychology is the scientific study of strengths, virtues, and factors that contribute to a meaningful life. It focuses on promoting well being and happiness and positive aspects of human experience. It is basically the study of what makes life good and how people can flourish and be happy. So, one of the most important terms that comes in positive psychology, which also relates to positive illusions, is resilience. So, let's talk about resilience and how it helps with positive illusions. So, resilience, in a nutshell, reflects one's capacity to effectively navigate adversity and bounce back with strength and adaptability. So, it involves the capacity to cope with difficulties in the face of trauma or stress and maintain a sense of well being. So, it's not just about enduring the hardships, it's about growing stronger as a result of them. So, if any of you may have faced a failure or a trauma, The ability that you may have to bounce back from it is what is known as resilience. So, a simple example would be, let's say a student has failed an exam or faced a setback in their academic performance, but instead, um, yes, Chris, it can be. So instead of the student sitting and just, moping about their failure, using it as motivation to work harder and improve their grades would be what we could consider the strength of the resilience of that student. Positive illusions involve cognitive biases fostering an optimistic outlook, which help with confidence and motivation. So, how do these two work together? When individuals maintain positive illusions, they are more likely to approach challenges with resilience, while the experience of resilience reinforces the positive illusions by providing evidence of their ability to overcome adversity. Together, they form a very dynamic synergy. So, resilience equips individuals to confront challenges head on, while positive illusions provide a psychological buffer, maintaining a positive perspective and contributing to overall psychological well being. So now that we have briefly explored the concept of resilience and its role in navigating life's challenges, let's shift our focus to another powerful principle, law of attraction. So how many of us over here have heard of the law of attraction or have tried using it in day-to-day life? Please use the emojis, and please you may feel free to raise your hands as well. Great. So, at first glance, when you see the words resilience and law of attraction side by side, they seem like very different concepts. However, when you dig deeper into their roots, you will see that they are quite connected. So, just as resilience enables us to overcome adversity, law of attraction empowers us to create the life we envision through intentional thought and action, right? So, law of attraction is a belief or a concept that suggests that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences into a person's life. So, focusing on desired outcomes can influence reality. So, it's a simple concept that if you think positive, you will attract positive, or if you think negative, you will attract negative. That's a very basic understanding of what the law of attraction really is. So there are three types of law of attraction, which can be used in day to day life. So let's dig a little deeper and understand what these three are. So before that, let's see the different ways where law of attraction will help us in day to day life or can help us. So it increases our awareness. We learn more visualization techniques by practicing law of attraction. We seem to have a better clarity of our goals for the future and for ourselves. It helps foster a more positive mindset. You see that you have a much more improved self confidence, and resilience, like we discussed previously, can be enhanced and can be made stronger. And you see yourself practicing more positive habits. Okay. So, three types of law attraction. We start with the first one, which is like attracts like. So, like attracts like is the most popular and the central root of the law of attraction. It suggests that focusing on positive thoughts and emotions is believed to attract positive experiences and opportunities, while if we sit on negativity, we may attract more negative outcomes. The principle of like attracts like highlights the importance of maintaining a positive mindset and emotional state to manifest desired outcomes and experiences. Right? So, even in the face of failure, it's a simple example. If you see yourself in the face of failure, maintaining a positive mindset in that situation will help attract more positive outcomes towards you in the future. All right. The second law of attraction we'll discuss is nature abhors a vacuum. So, if we have any science students here, this law is based on the laws of thermodynamics. So, it is impossible to create a completely empty space, as we know, because atoms are always bouncing around and they will fill up any empty space. Similarly, you may have experienced this second law of attraction when, let's say, for example, you clear out a cupboard and you completely empty it out. And a few weeks later, when you open that cupboard, you will see that there are already things in it. So this is why people say that, cleaning up is life changing, because by creating space in our lives, we make space to attract new things. Okay. So the third one, which we will discuss, is present is always perfect. So this one can be a little tricky to understand because it always looks like the present is not perfect. There are wars going on, we see starving people on the roads, simpler things like, you cannot stand your job or your boss is driving you mad. So it's hard to see how these bad things can be perfect in today's time. The trick to activating this third law of attraction is to make your current reality seem as perfect as possible for yourself. So let's understand this third law with the help of the first law in a simple example. Let's say you hate your job and you hate going to work. So instead of complaining about my boss on a daily basis, imagine you will never be able to leave your current job. So you have no choice but to master it and make it seem as perfect as possible to yourself. This might mean learning some new aspect of the job or volunteering to do work that seems more interesting while balancing your current work. Then, when you finally seem or feel at the point where you are not desperate to leave the job because you've perfected the situation for yourself, you will see that you will attract the perfect next job, where the first law comes into place. Like will always attract like. If you want the perfect job, first you need to create the perfect environment and perfect the one that you already have. Right? Okay. So moving on, we have some different areas where we can use law of attraction, and I will briefly explain all of these. These may be tips that you may want to write down, so please feel free to make note of these. So the first one we have is visualization. Here, you can note down a simple exercise to use visualization as a law of attraction. Spend a few minutes each day vividly and extensively imagining your goals as if they've already been achieved. Make note and picture the details, the emotions, and the sensations that you associate with the kind of success that you are after. That is the first one. The second one is positive affirmations. Create a list of positive affirmations related to your goals and repeat them daily. Use present tense and affirmative language to reinforce positive beliefs about yourself and your capabilities. So, positive affirmations, some people do use them like, I will be successful, I will be rich. Simple examples. But instead of using future tense, use present tense and make it as assertive as you can. I am successful, I am rich. That is how you will positively affirm and attract that kind of energy in your life. The third one we have is gratitude journaling. This is very simple. You can use this exercise on your phone, or you can keep a diary where you create a daily gratitude journal where you write down things that you see you are thankful for every day. Gratitude journaling is a very strong tool which helps shift your focus to the positive things that happen in life rather than always focusing on the negativity that surrounds us. Right? The fourth one is vision board creation. So we all must have seen or tried to make vision boards or heard about them in our day-to-day life. So vision boards are also a tool that I will be explaining further into towards the end of our workshop. Creating a board with images, quotes, and symbols representing your goals and aspirations. Some more that we have are mindfulness meditation, where which can help manage negative thoughts and create a positive mindset. Scripting, where you create a mock movie script or a serial script where you are the main character and you're describing your life as if you've already achieved your goals. You include emotions and as many details as you can when you use scripting. Yes, journal writing can be included in gratitude journaling, but when you're trying to do it for the basis of law of attraction, we focus on the things that we are thankful for and the things that we are happy that happen in our life. Okay. Then we have positive energy alignment, which is basically surrounding yourself with the good things in life, like people who uplift you, engaging in activities you enjoy, and creating an environment that supports your goals. Then we have keeping a gratitude rock or token. This is a fun activity which can prove to be very beneficial. It is like keeping a small token or a rock in your pocket at all times. A token can be like a key or a kind of piece of jewelry or anything that is close to your heart. And every time you touch it, take it as a reminder to express gratitude or thankfulness to yourself whenever you touch it or come across it. So, this physical cue can help anchor yourself to positive thinking. Okay, so please remember that the key to using any of these 8 exercises is consistency and a genuine belief in the possibility that good things can happen to you, right? And like everything else, good things come to those who wait. So this is not an instant solution. This is not an instant path to happiness. Everything takes time, and so will this. So let's talk about some of the benefits of law of attraction that we may see once we begin to practice it. We will practicing the law of attraction will promote a more positive mindset, will foster optimism, resilience, and a focus on solutions. We will see that there is a lot of motivation and goal setting involved. So it can motivate individuals to set clear goals, visualize success, and take consistent action towards their aspirations. Improved well being. The emphasis on gratitude and positive thinking may contribute to improved mental and emotional well being. Increased confidence. Believing in the possibility of positive outcomes can boost your self confidence and self efficacy. And the last one is emotional regulation. Regular practice of exercises of the law of attraction may help individuals manage stress and regulate emotions more effectively. So, with every benefit, there can also be negatives when we do not pay attention to everything that is happening. So, some things to keep in mind that there are some negative impacts that the law of attraction may have if not taken care of. Overemphasis without connecting to reality can lead to unrealistic expectations and disappointment when outcomes fall short, and a tendency to overlook external factors, right? The pressure for constant positivity that one may put on themselves can create stress, and an exaggerated belief in instant results can also lead to self blame for perceived shortcomings. So, here it is quite natural for us to not feel positive at all times. Nobody feels 100% 24 hours of the day. But when you try to force yourself to feel positive at every moment of every day, it can create more stress. So, along with fostering positivity in your life, it is important to remember that it is okay to feel negative emotions too, because all emotions are part of what makes us human. And like I said, good things come to those who wait. So if we keep practicing the law of attraction while expecting instant results, if we do not if we do not receive those results instantly, we may start to blame ourselves for the shortcomings that we may see, that it's probably our fault when it even may not be. So the only way that you can avoid having these negative impacts on yourself is to understand that balancing the benefits and limitations of the law of attraction is crucial for a more realistic and holistic approach to personal development. Anya, I see you have raised your hand. If you have a question, please put it in the chat box. Thank you. Okay. So, another area which heavily depends on the law of attraction is manifestation. So, how many of us have tried to manifest good things in their life? I know I have. Has anyone else? Manifesting success, manifesting wealth, manifesting passing your exams, right? Yes, Gunjan, it does really work. So, manifestation basically, what is it? Let's understand it before we know that, we are consciously or unconsciously practicing it. Manifestation refers to the process of bringing specific desires, goals, or outcomes into reality through focused thoughts, beliefs, and actions. It is often associated with the law of attraction and the idea that the energy and intention that one puts into the world or the universe can influence the events and circumstances of their life. So if I put out positive energy into the world by helping others and keeping it keeping other people's morals up, maybe that energy will come back to me, is what manifestation also believes in. Manifestation basically involves visualizing and creating a positive mindset around the desired outcomes with the belief that this mental focus will attract and bring about those desired results. So, there are three main concepts that create the stem or the trunk of the manifestation tree. Let's see a brief of each of them together. So, the first one is beliefs. So, beliefs are the unwavering conviction in the possibility and attainment of a desired outcome. So, if I am manifesting that I wish to be successful in the future, I have to believe that I am capable of achieving that success. Okay. Visualization. Creating vivid mental images or scenarios of achieving desired goals, enhancing the manifestation process by reinforcing positive beliefs, and fostering a clear mental picture of the intended outcome. Again, visualization is a technique that is used for the law of attraction, where, let's say, if I visualize myself to be successful, I will see myself 10 years in the future doing the work that I love, achieving the outcomes that I always imagined I would, and basking on the kind of success which I associate with having a good life. And I will imagine every detail of it. So, manifestation does involve a lot of visualization along with belief. The third one is intention. What is intention? Intention is the clear and focused determination to achieve a specific goal or manifestation. So if I can visualize my success and if I believe that I will be successful, my actions or my intentions should also align with those beliefs and the vision I create for myself, right? So I should also be determined to act on the things that I think about. So let's manifestation does involve um visualizing, and it requires us to cultivate a mindset of abundance, belief, and faith. However, despite our best efforts, we may encounter mental barriers that can stand in the way of our manifestation journey. These barriers can take various forms. Let's see three of the most popular ones. So, the first one is doubt and skepticism. Doubting the feasibility of manifestation or being skeptical about it in the process can create a mental barrier. Persistent doubt can undermine the belief which is necessary for successful manifestation. The second one is fear and anxiety. So, fear and anxiety about potential failure, disappointment, or undesired outcomes can create a counterproductive mental state. Negative emotions can interfere with the positive mindset which is needed for effective manifestation. Limiting beliefs. So, holding on to limiting beliefs about oneself, one's worthiness, or the possibility of success can hinder our manifestation. These self imposed limitations may create a subconscious resistance to the positive changes that you may be trying to bring about with the help of manifestation. So, the only way to overcome these mental barriers is becoming aware of them and identifying the emotions that we feel at every stage and every step of the way. So, by becoming aware of the mental barriers and understanding their roots, we gain the power to overcome them. It is all about shining a light in the shadows of what our subconscious is and having control over our own abilities rather than giving those that control to the mental barriers that may hinder our process or progress into the future. Okay? So, moving forward, now that we've explored the mental barriers, let's equip ourselves with two powerful tools that will pave the way to begin our manifestation journey. Okay? So, these are two activities, and I would love it if all of you could take note of them or try to practice them after this workshop. That would be wonderful. So, the first one is a vision board. How many of us have heard of a vision board or have made one? I like to make vision boards every few months. So it's something that I enjoy doing personally. Great. So I see a lot of you are knowledgeable in what a vision board really is, and how it can also help. So let's talk about vision boards. So, a vision board serves as a powerful visualization tool, helping individuals clarify their goals and desires by creating a visual representation of their aspirations to foster a more tangible and focused mindset. Typically, it's a physical or digital collage that combines images, words, symbols, quotes that represents the things that an individual wants to attract into their life or achieve in the future. So, by creating a visual representation of your desires and goals, people can reinforce their intentions and stay focused on their objectives and increase motivation to pursue them. Vision boards can include various elements like pictures of desired experiences, quotes, affirmations, and symbols that resonate with your aspirations. So, one of the most popular ways of creating uh, uh, practical vision boards, physical ones, is to go on Pinterest. Am I right? You pick up quotes and you pick up pictures that you like from Pinterest, you print them, you cut them out, and you create basically a scrapbook board of them. So here I have an example of what a vision board looks like digitally, and it can look the same in a physical format if you cut out the pictures and write down the quotes and put them on a chart and maybe stick the chart on a wall where you could see it every day, or just a sheet of paper which you could see every day. Okay. Moving on, we talk about a letter to my future self. So, have any of you actually ever written a letter to yourself, maybe 5 or 10 years into the future? Okay, great. So, what is a letter to my future self? A letter to my future self is a written message addressed to the person that you envision becoming at a later point in time. It often includes your reflections, your aspirations, and advice to provide guidance and connection to your future self. Composing a letter to your future self heavily encourages introspection and goal setting. It serves as a guidepost offering insights into your present mindset and can provide valuable perspective and motivation when you revisit it in the future. Okay, so this is a template of what can be used as a beginning letter to our future self. um, if wanted, I will share the template on the workshop group after the session is over, and you may feel free to use it or print it and use it as you feel fit. Okay, so before we start transitioning into the closing of today's workshop, I do want to express my gratitude and appreciation for everybody who stayed till the end. Okay. And your active participation and communication in the chat box is enriching this discussion and has truly enriched the quality of this workshop today. So, moving on, along as we know, positive affirmations and manifestation can help us in our positive journey or in our journey to become a more positive self. But sometimes, when there is difficulty in understanding what positivity may look like for you, or if it is too hard to imagine yourself in a positive setting, professional help can be utilized and professional help can be acquired. So then we can talk about, let's talk about some of MindTribe's counseling offerings. So MindTribe's motto encapsulates the mission empowering minds and transforming lives. We provide counseling services at competitive rates of 500 rupees per 45-minute sessions. To further enhance affordability, we devise various package options that cater to a range of needs and preferences. So, for the participants of today's workshop, as a token of our appreciation, we are delighted to offer three fortunate individuals the opportunity for complimentary consultation on a first come, first serve basis. The details will be communicated through the workshop's WhatsApp group in the coming days. A little bit more about MindTribe. So, Dr. Prerna Kohli, the esteemed founder of MindTribe, is a distinguished psychologist in India. Her remarkable achievements include being a four-time gold medalist, a published author, and a recipient of the prestigious President of India Award. Under her visionary leadership, MindTribe provides a comprehensive range of services. We offer affordable counseling, which is designed to be accessible to all individuals seeking support. We offer free group therapy, which is a 12-week program of free group therapy sessions conducted once a week as part of our commitment to promoting mental health well-being within the community. Rich mental health resources. MindTribe has an extensive library of self help tutorials, guided meditations, and insightful podcasts, which are readily available on our YouTube channel. So, for inquiries or assistance, please feel free to reach out to us via our email, which is hello@mindtribe, and WhatsApp number, which is provided. At MindTribe, we are dedicated to nurturing mental health and well being with a focus on accessibility and excellence. Right. So moving forward, we can take a few questions. I will just go through the chat box to see if there are any questions that have not been answered. Right. So there is a question that says, are there any common mistakes people make when creating or using a vision board? Yes. So a vision board must always when creating a vision board, we must always take in mind that we must always have a connection to reality and not keep unrealistic um, aspirations. Like maybe, I mean, in a simple sense, if you hope that in the coming years you will develop superpowers or mind reading abilities, it's a simple example, but we must always keep ground reality in mind when creating a vision board and not keep unrealistic expectations of our own capabilities or abilities. Okay. So I think Lyanne has answered the difficulties or the fear that comes with visualization. So unrealism can create a sense of overwhelm and can cause more harm than good. So the beginning steps that we can take to visualization when there is a sense of anxiety in visualizing success is taking baby steps. So if you do want to visualize success or you want to visualize yourself living your best possible life, but there's a sense of uncertainty that surrounds you. So in those situations, you will think of what the first step towards success is for you. Let's say, in a generic scenario, my first step to success is to be financially independent, which could mean that my first step in visualization should be that I am so good at my job that I am getting promotions, I am getting bonuses, I am getting incentives. So that's where you start. You start with baby steps and you start creating bigger visualizations as you become more comfortable with the process. Okay. Uh, the next one is, many journaling and law of attraction courses say that when you write it, you make it happen in reality. So when I feel anxious, tensed, or want to journal about those things, I feel scared because you feel that by writing, am I inviting it into my life? So, yes, so that is a great question. So, there is a difference between gratitude journaling and also journaling about the way you feel. So, there is a main difference when you're journaling and being honest about the way you feel. It is a way of acknowledging that you are ready to accept those emotions as they come in your life. And it is much easier. I always tell my clients that it is much easier to see the problem when it is in front of you rather than when it is inside you. So when you look at the problem, you are able to look at it much more clearly, and you can, see what you can do about that situation much more clearly. And when you write that down, you can take that as affirmation, that once you write down the solution, that is my affirmation to the problem that I have written above. Okay. So you are not manifesting bad things for yourself by writing down how you feel or what you fear. But when you write down the affirming of it, that okay, so this is what I felt, but this is what I will do. That is what you will be affirming. Okay, accepting your feelings and accepting your emotions is not manifesting negativity into your life. Please take note of that. Right. So there are no specific techniques or strategies for arranging things on the vision board. It is basically a fun collage which encapsulates all the things that you envision in your life. It can be put in any order. If you like orderly things, you can put it in order. If you like making a scrapbook effect, you can put them all over the place. There is no technique, there are no rules to creating a vision board. Okay. Yes, Prachi has written it correctly. That please, when you are looking for a life coach, please do research on their backgrounds. And YouTubers and social media influencers can create blind following. So please research into the fact if they are licensed or specialized in those areas or not. Okay, great. So I think those are all the questions that I have answered for today. Lyanne, is there anything else that I need to cover?
Not really. I think I agree with what you've said this far. I would like to add some of the questions in the chat box do talk a lot about how sometimes negative thoughts are a lot more and they sort of interfere with the positive ones. So I
Yes.
think if these negative thoughts overpower your positive ones to such an extent that you are unable to control them in the moment, then exploring the root cause of these negative thoughts might be something that is helpful. And I would certainly encourage you to have a one-on-one chat with a mental health professional. If you have somebody in mind, you can definitely approach them. You can also approach either one of us, and we will definitely help you uh, find out what is happening over there.
Yes, thank you, Lyanne. I think that is an excellent answer to Stella's question as well. That if you do find yourself in a situation where you are not willingly doing it, but constantly imagining yourself in miserable conditions, maybe professional intervention can help in that. Stella, you are unmuted. Is that okay? Are you able to talk?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Ma'am, I'm constantly imagining myself in miserable conditions. Like I tried visualization before, but I don't know these are intrusive thoughts or my anxiety. I'm not clear about that. I'm kind of scenarios like where my future self is like very miserable or uh, having some problems. I don't know why this kind of thoughts are coming. So does that mean am I manifesting bad things into my life?
So, letting yourself feel those things does not necessarily mean that you are manifesting bad things in your life because, like I said, that the law of attraction does emphasize on the fact that you have to have a ground touch on reality as well. So, if you do feel that it is difficult to visualize yourself in these situations due to underlying anxieties or underlying stressors, maybe consulting with a professional mental health worker could help you understand where what the root cause of these worries is. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Stella, for your question. Right. So I hope that answered Stella's question and everybody who felt that that was the question that they wanted to ask. So, with respect to law of attraction, when I say that like attracts like, when you get negative thoughts, it's scary because then you feel that you are making these bad things happen by our thinking. So, like I said, gratitude journaling can be done in two ways. One is where you write down the things that you are thankful about. And a second way of doing positive journaling, not entirely gratitude journaling, a second way of doing positive journaling is when you write down what you are fearing and then take a break, come back to it with a calmer mind, and look at that problem as a third person perspective and try to see what a silver lining in that problem or a solution to that problem may be. Right? And once you write down that, that shows that you have the strength or the resilience to overcome that certain problem and it can help aid in your journey moving forward. But if there is a lot of mental blocking or a lot of mental barriers that you face while thinking of a more positive outcome for your life, then, like Leanne said, professional mental health intervention will be a great kickstarter to your journey. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so your question was not about journaling, correct? It's the thoughts that you get which are negative. So, are you making those negative things happen by our negative thoughts? So, an overwhelming belief in the law of attraction, where you do not associate it with the ground reality that is happening, can be very stressful, because the law of attraction is a is basically an aid in our journey forward. It is not what controls our life. That is one very important thing to understand, right? So those things may be happening not because of your negative thoughts, but because of an innate fear which is not helping you move forward. So, in that situation, I would also recommend that you may try to seek professional intervention so that you can understand why the thoughts are incessant and there is no progress towards a more positive outlook. Okay. So, Amrita, the last slide for tips. Are you talking about the two tools that I had shared? Okay, so if anyone was asking for the tools, they will be shared in the WhatsApp group, and I hope that they are of great help to you. I muted myself. I think that is all for today's workshop, and thank you so much for joining in today. And I look forward to seeing you for our next session, our next workshop very soon. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for your lovely words in the chat box. Yes, Seri, I think that is your name. You can book a session with me via the MindTribe website, and we can connect privately over there. Okay, via sessions. Law of attraction is a very subjective thing. It is not part of regular counseling. It is just something that we see is very prevalent in today's time and can be used with the help of positive psychology, which is where this workshop's roots came up from. Yes, the tools will be shared in the WhatsApp group, so please stay tuned for that. Harima, thank you.